The Contractor 2007 is an action thriller film, one of those early 2000s badass films, and it's been nearly nigh on 20 years since this film was released, and it's one of those classics where it's cheeky, and obviously it would have been a whole lot better had it been filmed in present day contemporary 2026 in terms of quality. And on the contrary, it's better that it was released in 2007 because it's more clean-cut, original back then, and it would have been sullied by the wonky, topsy-turvy, higgledy-piggledy bullshit in plots that we see in movies nowadays.
Yes, we help my friends.
It's one of those movies where it's a bit far out, where it's done for the sake of the plot and the protagonist is walking like a badass, wearing shades, and behind them is a massive fucking explosion and looking absolutely not bothered, couldn't give a fuck. The opening scene is based in America and in Montana, where James lives on his ranch. It's established that he's still hell-bent on correcting and improving his success records of missions that he's been assigned to, where he hasn't borne fruit, where it's been quite unsuccessful, so he's then offered to go to London to assassinate a terrorist who previously he failed to assassinate before, and this terrorist is in police custody. And obviously, with that said, the rest of the movie is based in the UK, primarily London, but the majority of the scenes are filmed in Hamri, Wales, and to say that in Welsh, ffilmiodd film yng Nghymru. And also some scenes are, most of the scenes honestly are actually filmed in Sofia, Bulgaria, in the Balkans, and from a lot of the scenes it's evident that it's filmed in the Balkans, and obviously the reason why they didn't film in London was the extortionate fucking budget issues that would entail. So, CIA Black Ops hitman James Jackson Dial, his character is a serene, badass, placid, disciplined bloke, very much like Jackie Chan in terms of fighting. There are definitely parallels you can draw between those two characters. Essentially, James Jackson is a protege, a microcosm of Jackie Chan. So the movie kept it clean cut, no bullshit, up until that point, at least. It was just focused on the action and the plot of James's mission, and on the humour. The humour is limited mostly due to James's character dynamics, because they didn't want to turn his character into a rambunctious, mischievous microcosm of Kevin Hart, so they decided to make his character more of a Jackie Chan, or even an Arnold Schwarzenegger character. Wesley Snipes' character is proper solid as James Dial. So he's in London, and the plot implied that he arrived in the UK on a religious visa, masquerading as a priest to circumvent any suspicion. So it's a proper thorough plot, and the most suspenseful scene would obviously be his assassination attempt, and the rest of the movie isn't honestly suspenseful. After all of that, now he's on his mission attempting to assassinate the terrorist who's in police custody, and the terrorist is being escorted out of a police van. And whilst he's being escorted out, James has a sniper in hand, ready to blow some brains out. But the terrorist's face is obscured, so he doesn't execute. And I was thinking that the prospect of an assassination in the movie was looking quite slim. But now he waits until he has a better vantage point and does fire and gets him bang on in the back of the head. And so he's trying to discreetly exit the scene, and his assistant, who's the getaway driver, is slow as hell, and the police are chasing their asses and open fire and kill the getaway driver as the vehicle crashes and rolls over and then explodes. So James, facing adversity with the shorter end of the stick and contemplating whether this was a good idea. Thank God there was an assassination in the movie. It was the whole crux of the movie, the whole mission. And it was looking quite slim that there wouldn't be an assassination because he kept failing. I mean, he was just being set up to keep failing. But it got sorted nonetheless. There was an assassination, so proper action. And there's not much dialogue throughout the whole movie since the characters are in motion a whole lot. So you're just watching montages with soundtracks, especially considering James's covert, reclusive character. And I don't mind it since it's chop chop, fast pacing. And now he's arrived at his accommodation, which is a safe house at a flat who he's never been to. And in that flat, to his surprise, is a 12-year-old girl named Emily, played by Eliza Bennett, who lives with her nan, her grandma, played by Gemma Jones.
I don't know. Hell, just tell me.
It's something you need.
Some desert boots. Frying pan. A dust devil of it. No, a butt-naked lady with some 6 toes and a thing for chocolate. What? I don't know.
And initially, to Emily, it's obviously conspicuous as to why James is just lounging on the couch like a dodgy bastard, which is a crux of the movie, because James has to rely on Emily to help him escape, and he's got a huge fucking laceration on his front torso, blood saturated everywhere. And it wasn't explicitly implied in the movie whether Emily and her grandma were informed that James would be staying at their flat, but it doesn't matter nonetheless. The plot then goes on a whole subplot about that girl, and it eroded the action and suspense. There wasn't enough meat on the bone at that point. James's boss, Jeremy, is in deep shit, under investigation for orchestrating a CIA hit squad, and so he frames James for the murder of their superintendent, played by Charles Dance. So now James is just thrown under the bus. James is at the airport, obviously trying to flee the UK, and Jeremy's got his rogue squad hunting James down, and he escapes through the baggage facility of the airport, and it's obviously too fucking successful, which is why it's ludicrous that James is so successful at escaping, considering he's doing the escaping practically solo. Then it's revealed to everyone that Jeremy has fabricated a spurious narrative on James, and the police vindicate James, so they no longer are after him, obviously. And then subsequently he returns to his home in America, and eventually Emily and her nan arrive in America as well to visit him. It's one of those plots that spits in the air to see which way the wind is blowing. The plot is obviously formulaic, but the main thing is that there is no bullshit for the most part, and executes on the action despite the fact that it's a bit of a stretch.